Hey guys, and welcome back. So as you probably already noticed, this video will be sort of different from what we're used to. So this is not tutorial, not a manual on some features. Today we have guests in our channel, right? We have two guys from Open Source ICT Solutions, and they will probably tell their own, like what Open Source ICT Solutions is and what it actually has to do with Zabbix, right? So we have Brian and also Nathan. Welcome, guys. Please give some sort of intro about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting us. I'm Brian, working at Open Source ICT Solutions, and working as Zabbix trainer and consultant. So, yeah, basically everything regarding Zabbix. That's what I do.
All right. I'm Nathan Liefting, also working for Open Source ICT Solutions with my colleague Brian. And yeah, basically I've been working with Zabbix ever since 3.0. I was working as a network engineer at the time, and I really fell in love with the product because of the capabilities of S&P monitoring. And at one point, Brian reeled me in to do it full-time as well. And now I'm doing full-time Zabbix implementations.
Okay, sounds great. We'll get back to like what you guys do and what the company is about. But before that, before we continue, all of our viewers, great guys, have to know about a great opportunity to participate in a giveaway. Thanks to again our guests in the YouTube, and in the giveaway you will have a chance to win a book about a Zabbix, about a 6.0, right? And it will be released as soon as the Zabbix 6.0 itself is released. So as long as it's out, you have a chance to get your book. And also in addition, you have some I don't know, good stuff from your own merch that you want to share, right?
Yeah, that's right. Some a t-shirt and some other cool Zabbix related goodies will be included with the book.
Yeah, so that's a great opportunity. And basically the only thing that you need to do to participate in this giveaway is, first of all, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, this one where you're watching the video, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel of Open Source ICT Solutions, link to which I will, basically all the steps to participate will be written in the description of this video. And you also have to post some sort of positive comment about a Zabbix in the comment section of this videos, and then this video goes live tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, so we will do the lottery probably Friday, lunch or evening, I don't know. So we will pick one comment from the video. Just double check that you guys are subscribed to the channel, and yeah, then we'll try to contact you, or you can contact directly Open Source ICT Solutions, again, most likely in the LinkedIn, and we'll also post the results of the giveaway in the LinkedIn. Hopefully that goes well. So you gave a brief introduction, but I think we need more, right? We here in this channel are talking about Zabbix specifically for the last, I don't know, probably like 4 years, and mostly about the tutorials. We have opened documentation in zabbix.com many times, but tell us, like, what's the story with, you mentioned that you are partners, what that actually means for the Zabbix users, what they can expect from official Zabbix partner, what are your like main responsibilities, what are those things that you actually do with a Zabbix. And I don't know, maybe if somebody wants to get some sort of services from you or whatever else, is that even possible? And if it is, like, what should they do, how they should contact you or whatever?
Yeah, so, well, let's start at the beginning. I started working with Zabbix in 2013, late 2013. And after some time, I actually fell in love with the product. I saw the potential of the product. Even, well, it was version 1.8, so it was, well, not that great at that point, but it was getting better. And 2017, I took an official Zabbix training, became a trainer, because at that point I really liked the product already. And early 2018, I started Open Source ICT Solutions. So I quit my previous job, basically to just work with the product. uh, what was it, 9 months later, something like that, started an office in the United States. And late last year, so late 2021, we also started to be present in the United Kingdom. Uh, what we are doing is basically Zabbix. So either services like turnkey solutions, troubleshooting, consultancy, template building, integrations, etc. Support services, that's another important part. And of course, as we are both Zabbix trainers, we are also providing Zabbix trainings. So as long as it is regarding the product Zabbix, we can help our customers doing it, making it happen. That's
And,
basically.
Yeah, I would also probably want to add about the trainings. Like we are, well, this is not official training, right? This is not official at all. We're here in the YouTube talking about Zabbix stuff, and you can also find a lot of tutorials, manuals by me, by other guys. There are a lot of articles, a lot of free courses, paid courses, but not official ones. And somebody might think like, why do I need to pay for the official courses if I can get a lot of information for free in the internet? And I don't know, I myself still think that official courses are definitely worth it. That's absolutely different experience rather than just watching some sort of video and following the commands that you see on the screen. And as long as something doesn't work as it is on the screen, you're on your own. You don't have a trainer to help you. So the value of the trainings is huge. It's still there. The trainers are extremely experienced, and remember that you are not their first student. Before Vue, they had a lot of trainings in different countries, different companies, different businesses, use cases. So they have definitely a lot of things to share. So yeah, despite the fact that you can find a lot of information here, if you're really looking to work with a Zabbix in the future and you're lacking some knowledge or whatever else, I also definitely recommend to look on the official courses of the Zabbix. And you mentioned that you have offices also in the UK and the US. For me personally, for I don't know, different kind of reasons, the United States market is interesting because many of us like were, it says close with Zabbix for the last year, do understand / think that the Zabbix is not that widely used or known in the United States. How do you think? What do you have to say about it?
Well, the past years, we are working in the United States, and in those past years, we have seen Zabbix growing and growing and growing there. I mean, well, it was always Nagios going around there, but I think in the last 4 years, 5 years, Zabbix is more popular, and that's mainly because the product is growing massively. I mean, there are so many new features going on. There is a lot of development. The support is pretty good, and well, the product is just getting more complete in comparison to other products. And yeah, that's what we definitely see in the United States. I see you have a nice graph over there.
Yeah.
It's just growing and growing and growing, and Nagios is lacking there. And of course, we had last year that SolarWind breach going on, which, well, was helping in the popularity of Zabbix, and we have seen it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just like you mentioned, the Nagios previously was basically number one thing that people imagine when you talk about the monitoring, and right now the popularity is going down, not going deep like in the reasons why that is happening. Well, that's just what we can see even on the screen. And it is the fact that the Zabbix is growing with each year. Think just about the versions, right? 3.0, 3.2, 4, and so on and so on, which with each versions, the product is growing, and also the company is growing. It has more employees, so it has more developers, more people to work on a product, which makes it possible to release more new features in the same time period as before. But Stepping a little bit aside of the Zabbix itself, how do you think, like, how, let's say, the term is monitoring, IT monitoring is popular in, I don't know, not in the United States anymore, but in the world? Because I've also have some sort of belief that it's not that known. We still have a lot of businesses and companies who rely, I don't know, on some existing stuff, especially if you purchase some, I don't know, if you're using AWS or whatever else, you have internal monitoring, monitoring agents and monitoring utilities to set up alerts, whatever, receive and emails. How do you think, what could be the biggest value or the difference across having like these internal monitors in all sort of services that you have and implementing one like gigantic monitoring product, enterprise level, open source, free, which is great, but it's not like the most easiest product, right? That's why there are a lot of trainings, a lot of information online. So somebody would have to learn how to work with it and only then make the benefits out of it.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, with a product like Zabbix, it has a lot of features packed into the product, and it's not just about monitoring anymore. It goes a little bit beyond that with the inventory and business level monitoring implementations that Zabbix is doing. So yeah, there's always a bit of that learning curve, but using those online resources and those official courses, of course, as well, you get to learn a lot about the product and start implementing it in your company quite rapidly.
I really like the idea that you told that it's not only a monitoring anymore, and that's really is true. I know, well, right now the situation in the world, it's not that easy or common for everybody to travel around, but when we did, and in all sort of conferences, meeting the people who have heard something about a Zabbix, and many of them think that, oh, so you're talking about a Zabbix, that network monitoring tool, right? Many reference that a Zabbix is just NMS, the network monitoring tool, and that's it. But I think we're also growing out of this. Zabbix has grown out of this for a long time, but also the people start to understand that it's much more than just monitoring some Linux, Windows, and Cisco box, right? You have this possibility to keep the data, you have the trends, you have the history. You basically, without a big effort, can store the data for like 10 years or whatever. Use the triggers, use trend prediction, actions, escalations to multiple levels. Data visualization has also grown massively. Like basically a year or two ago, you could not imagine like more or less pretty data visualization without integrating Zabbix with a Grafana. Right now, 6.0 beta release, the new widget, GeoMap, and the dashboards themselves, like the widgets are growing with each versions, and this is the product itself is becoming like more and more big, huge, adaptable for any cases, for any use cases, services, devices, and stuff like that. And so we touched about a 6.0 right now. Well, basically I touched, and this is a hot topic right now, like Zabbix 6.0. It's probably hot because things did not go as intended, because Zabbix 6.0 was planned to be released I think October or early October of 2021, and we're sitting here January 16, and it's still not out. But a couple of days ago, the beta 1, I think, was released, and already we see like a lot of new features. We see the general direction of the product, where it is going. The roadmap is known and published for a long time. So basically the Zabbix 6.0 is not released, but we already know what is inside and what additional features are missing that will be implemented at the moment when the LTS release is released. So what do you think about this major direction about the new features? Maybe which feature do you like the most, or is there something that you are extremely waiting and willing to see in the 6.0 but didn't happen?
I think it's a really, really hard question to answer what's the best feature, because, well, okay, Zabbix 6 is delayed, but there are so many new things in the product that are really helping. I mean, one of the big things, service level monitoring or BSM monitoring, is a major topic out there. So that's a nice direction there. And one of the other major things that I really like is the HA availability natively in the product. So yeah, there it is. I mean, baseline monitoring, nice one, but service monitoring and business monitoring is even a lot better for general use of the product.
Business monitoring is basically absolutely new field within the Zabbix. It's not just a new item or a new trigger or a new widget. That's absolutely new, direction of this tool, which people can use, and absolutely outside of the regular monitoring tasks. And high availability is also like, I don't know, I think since Zabbix is around, there are people asking for a native high availability. There are a lot of guys asking for some tutorials on how to configure HA. It was always possible, but possible with the help of Linux utilities as a PCS Sync, and that required some sort of knowledge, right? It's not really the easiest task. Of course, you can configure it like in, I don't know, 15-20 minutes by just copy pasting random commands from the internet, but that usually doesn't end well. And the reason that you cannot write one manual that everybody in all sort of different environments could just simply copy paste and use the best out of it, it's not possible to do that. So the native high availability gives this benefit for users who don't have an expertise in HA building, HA clusters, to simply basically, let's say, tick a checkbox in the front end and say that, hey, I need HA, and that's it, right? But there are also some limitations, like PCS and Sync still is a very flexible way to configure HA in a cluster. You can do all the various things like put the front end load balancers inside database, replications, monitor all of that within the cluster. However, the native one is for the Zabbix server only, right? But we'll see. As example, the proxy HA or load balancing, I don't remember how it was actually stated, was planned for 6.0 initially, right? But yeah, plans don't always work as they were intended. So right now it is moved further to the next releases, and maybe we'll see something new. And what do you think about the growth of official templates, because this is also actually a huge topic? And yeah, first of all, give me like your opinions about it, and then I'll tell my thoughts.
I think it's definitely great that Zabbix has been focusing on making more out-of-the-box templates and media types as well, of course, available to everybody out there. It's just when you have something to build from, a template for Linux, Windows, of course, but also for your applications, it's just so much easier to onboard a new product or just start monitoring things that you might have not been able to monitor yet. And even if, of course, those templates, those out-of-the-box templates, aren't going to provide you with the exact monitoring that you need, you still need to do customizations and things like that. But just having a template available, an official one that's built up in a certain standardized way, it's so much better than just having to work from scratch if you don't know exactly where to start, or you're just having issues with time constraints and things like that.
Yeah, and I think this is a big, not only for the Zabbix users, but also for the possibility to sort of advertise and sell the product for people who don't know what a Zabbix is. Because again, not that long time ago, a couple of years ago, you could have some sort of a pre-sales conversation with somebody and like, hey, can you monitor Postgres database with Zabbix? Like, yeah, absolutely, no problems, but you have to make a template. Like, what template? How do I do that? Like, well, there's ODBC, and then you need to figure out the queries, and you need to write some sort of custom script or the user parameter, and so on and so on. And the same story was about most of the stuff, like network devices, basically all of them. You have one generic SNMP template right now, which is, by the way, applicable to most of the network stuff, but you would not gather this specific data about specific vendors and some Dockers, Kubernetes, clouds, whatever else. Yes, it's possible, but you need to create a template. And then if somebody has a choice between two unknown monitoring solutions, where one says that yes, it's possible, but you have to do a lot of your personal work, or purchase the commercial service and we'll build it for you, and between another tool which maybe doesn't have some of the perks that Zabbix has, but it has official templates. So yes, we also can monitor like Postgres, whatever, and all you need to do is just click here and add that I want to monitor this, and it's done. So the chance and possibility of the Zabbix that integration team right now is doing, like creating these huge amount of official templates for all different things, network devices, databases, containers, and also integrations with ticketing systems, all sort of ticketing systems, not advertising, just one, is simply awesome. But this also could potentially raise some sort of the questions, because previously all of the things you had to build on your own. There were not a things available out of the box. So very popular was, let me open it, platform called Zabbix Share. And it basically, what it is, just it's called Exchange platform, right? If you create your own template, you can just upload it here and anybody else can download it. Right now, by the way, this Zabbix.share is moving to the GitHub. So here's the link, and there are all the templates. How do you think will this affect anyhow the community itself and the lack to create these customized templates or whatever else? Is it good or is it bad? What should people think about it?
I think still Zabbix Share, or that the GitHub replacement, is a very, very nice addition for the community. I mean, Zabbix integration team is doing a really good job over there, but still there are edge cases that they will not implement out of the box. And then that community is a nice place to start building your own templates. I mean, I would never use a community template in production without checking it, but as a starting point for your own templates to see how other people are thinking things should be monitored, I think it's still quite important.
Mm-hmm. And right now, when we have this transition from the Zabbix Share to the GitHub of the Zabbix, that's awesome sanity check and quality check of the stuff which is there, because there are a lot of templates in the Zabbix Share. I think there are some even created by me years ago, and I have never touched them since then. So yeah, they were good 3 years ago for the version of the Zabbix, which was the latest back then, but it's not good anymore. And you can really find a lot of templates, plugins, modules, whatever else that was created a couple of years ago and not maintained since. So if you're checking this GitHub page, however, you will most likely find only the stuff that is working on the recent Zabbix version and is working fine. And also fully agree about that. Doesn't matter how big the integration team gets inside of Zabbix, how many templates they can release with each version. It's absolutely not enough to create everything that the users are asking and stuff like that. And also sometimes it's not just a lack of additional pair of hands to create it. Sometimes just let's say licensing, right? If you're creating some sort of community stuff, you don't really care about like the license of the libraries that you are using, some Python stuff or whatever else. But if you're making this like official part of the product, you have to be careful like what you're really using and adding to your templates. So that's also a thing. That's why I would endorse Zabbix, I don't know, fans, users, whatever else who are creating their templates. You can always contribute to the product, and as long as everything is fine and everything actually works, there won't be any problems to get your template here in the official community template section of the GitHub of the Zabbix, which is also great, right?
Yeah, well, not sure how well it was integrated yet on all the templates, but also the documentation on the GitHub is well, seemingly a lot better. And that, of course, is helping as well. I mean, you build a template, it's documented, and someone else can reuse it. And how cool is it that you can share your knowledge and your effort with the rest of the community?
Really improves the community as whole as well, because people will be able to contribute to each other's templates and in an easier way. If it wasn't a share, you couldn't really do that, interact with that template, but people use their own GitHubs, of course, that already helped. But having that in one place and having that whole community in the same kind of repository greatly improves that community kind of cohesion.
Yeah, this is the major point about a community, and this word have been brought up many times in a summit and in all the different events. So despite the fact that the product itself is growing, the company is growing, still the value of the community in all of this work of the Zabbix is huge, and basically all of the stuff is done with the big help of the community. The same like the roadmap is heavily dependent on the requested features and how popular those requested features are, right? So if somebody requested something and there are a lot of votes, there is high chance that this feature will be actually implemented. Don't be scared that somebody will jump up and say, hey, but there is 5 years old feature with these, I don't know, 500 likes and it's still not in Zabbix. Well, there are thousands of very good feature requests in support@zabbix.com, and who knows, maybe the time will come and Zabbix will have like 5,000 developers and we'll just create a new release with hundreds of new features, but we'll have to wait for that. And on this note, we're talking for the last 27 minutes, so I think we should slowly wrap up again, because talking about Zabbix is good, but this is not an action movie. And yeah, 1 hour might be too much. So do you have something additional to say to the watchers, viewers, community, whatever?
Well, yeah, of course. Well, keep on contributing, keep on working with the product. I mean, the product only exists because people are using it, and yeah, the community is extremely important there. So yeah, keep on contributing, I would say.
Perfect.
Yep, definitely, and we'll do the same thing with things like our blog posts and our books, and talking about Zabbix on YouTube videos like this, because the community is just as valuable to us as to anybody using the product, I think.
Perfect. So thank you guys, thank you for your time and coming here, spending with me some time recording this video. For everybody who got actually till the end of this video, again, don't forget to participate in a giveaway. It's a great chance to get a great piece of book and information about Zabbix, which will definitely help you in your day-to-day monitoring tasks if you are working with Zabbix. If not, then maybe you have somebody who is. So it's not that complicated to participate, right? And of course, stay tuned for all the platforms and social networks where all of us are visible and posting some stuff. We'll gladly try to answer some answers that you may have after like listening for us for half an hour. And thank you guys once again, and we'll see you in the next videos after probably a week. We'll see. Goodbye.